Hey there, fellow plumbers. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeers Brutal Vulcan. Episode 9. The finishing touches for Vulcan hydration. So eventually, once my condensation chamber set up, I won't have to do water bottle fills like this. But for now, I'm just going to put a water bottle filler here. So I can top up my water bottles and not dehydrate to death. Okay, we have a lot more room for basins. And these two will seed soon. So that just needs to get plugged in. And I'm going to do that now because my current water bottle is basically empty. And my hydration is only 65%, so I'm going to need it rather soon. And yes, I am effectively stealing water from my setup here, but I'm in the process of making fresh water. So, it's a temporary solution. Oh, this is seeding. And that is not seeding yet. All right, let's get more basins. And the more potato plants I plant, the more oxygen I get. And then once I have some breathing room and liquid drink, we can consider going for a landing pad to buy fern seeds. Then I can start growing ferns, which are a lot more oxygen efficient than, or a lot more water efficient for other oxygen they produce than potatoes. 91, nice. Just keep going, dude. Right, how many do I want? Trays, 313. That's more iron than I have. So I'll do 8 right now. So I have a little bit of iron left. Oh, you know, I have another row. Now, I will need a second grow light, because I'm not sure this row is getting full light. No, this row will, but these two won't. So I'll get a second grow light eventually. But I did design my grow light, logic to be a batch writer, so any grow light is set up on the same cycle. Alright, I'll just have to come back here and wait for that to seed. But there we go, we got a lot more little potato plants doing their oxygen thing. Oh, you know what? I didn't check how much oxygen was physically in the room. I'm gonna go back in right now, because I might need to flush some carbon dioxide into the room. Granted, the carbon dioxide is hot, but at least it's on a coolant loop. Yeah, then... Let's add a little gas. I don't want to thermally shock the plants, but if I keep sipping the CO2 into the room, it won't thermally shock the plants, but it will pressurize the room, eventually allowing the plants to grow happier, because the plants want to be somewhere between 50 and 100 kPa. And right now it's 60 kPa. Keep in mind, of course, when I close this door, it pressurizes... How many units is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it goes from 8 square meters to... Or 8 cubic meters to 7 cubic meters. So it will go up in pressure by like a 1/7 or whatever. When the door's closed. So this is not an accurate reading. At some point, I'll probably have consoles to read the temperature and pressure of my farm. So I can just like look at a console and be like, oh, okay, it's 26 Celsius and 98 kPa. And I could even do it for like gas mix, but you know, that I don't need right now. So we have got, what I need to do now is the passive vent here and the combustor outside, and then the phase change device. I have just enough silicon for the phase change device. I'm probably going to need more silicon than that for the plumbing for it, though. At some point, I'll move this locker. You can't uninstall a locker easily because, like, as soon as you do, everything that's installed in the locker, like, spills out everywhere. So ideally, I'm going to have, like, maybe overhead lockers set up here. And then phase change device, if I remember correctly, needs steel to be installed. So phase change device for a condensation chamber needs 4 steel sheets. And I don't have a lot of cables for it, but whatever. I'm going to at least put them down. Yeah. Okay. The gas output heat exchange. So the heat exchange is going to be the coolant loop that is here, this coolant, and then this is going to be... Is that right? I forget which way it goes. Huh. I think this is the gas output, which should be input? Oh, Neil, this is an evaporation chamber. Oh, no wonder it's confusing. I built it wrong. I'm an idiot. That's why I was like, I don't get it, because I built the wrong thing. All right, take 2. Condensation chamber. Okay, I'm glad, like, my brain was like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. Because it didn't. Okay, I pushed it back a little bit, but that's fine. So this is gas input, which we input the steam. This is the heat exchange, and then this is where the liquid water comes out. I'm definitely going to need more silicon for that stuff, but that's fine. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is the... our pass event goes here. And then this was the fuel line. And this is... I forget what these 2 lines are, but I know this one's fuel. So that means that our H2 combustor can go right here. And I'll figure out what those other 2 lines are, but I'm essentially out of cable, so it wouldn't really matter anyway. So the H2 combustor, you feed in fuel, and you get out wickedly hot steam plus other stuff. And this will then go, I think this is the water filter intake, but I have to figure out which one's the intake. So I'll go inside, print up some cables, and figure out which one's intake, which one's outtake, or output. Okay, this one is for steam. So this is my steam line, and then this is the input. So the input for the combustor is farther to 180 or something. I'll try to remember that. Here's I'm pretty low on copper and iron again. And now that I'm in here, let's go into the farm. Because that's probably seeding now, I hope. And then I'll have to do my hydration. God, still not seeding. Okay, fine. How hot is my coolant loop? 180. Yep, we are definitely going to need to flush the hell out of that, because we're not going to be able to cool down this this condensation coolant anymore with massively hot regular coolant. So that's a task for tonight. And it might be wise for me to I'll just let the rest of my copper print cables automate it so that it dumps and flushes automatically. It probably can still wait a little bit longer. Alright, I'm completely out of copper. So this is the fuel input, and then this is the steam, which is kind of backwards where I would want them, but whatever. I'll cope. Okay, so the combustor can be turned on now. How do I manage mining? With a drill. And I'll double check that these are correct, because it would be a problem if they weren't. So the output from here should be, if I'm not mistaken, which I feel like I'm mistaken, should be going to here for the water filter. Oh no, my fuel line's up there. I did this wrong. I might even want a window here and deal with the thermal energy that it produces. So fuel goes in, out comes hot crap that needs to get filtered, and I think this is the filter. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So out goes the hot crap that needs filtering, and then this is the steam that goes into the gas input. Alright, now that it is dark, nothing is in my other hand. Prepare to get super flung. I don't want to get hurt. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Ugh. So much exhaust gas. I'll come up with a better method than just, like, manually praying in the future. Alright. Coolant line is being replaced. And you'll see that as it becomes pressurized, it will get dropped in temperature. And then this is already ADC, which is pretty reasonable. So let's go ahead and print up some more insulator cables. And for that, I'm going to need silicon, too. But I'll print up as many as I can for now. So spending the day mining in this game, I mean, just go back and watch the VODs. You'll see how much I do. Basically, I mine what I need, but I don't mine anymore because I don't have a lot of room for mining. I gotta get stuff done and done fast. So I've not dallied on that. Alright, so that is the last of the insulator pipes that I can afford. Which means I'm definitely going to need to go mining silicon. So I'm replacing my air tanks and waste tanks. I'm going to print up a spare waste tank. And once I'm done with the first batch of H2 combustion, I can then cool down the oxygen, and that will become less of a regular problem. I'll flush my waste tanks into my oxygen tanks through the filters. And then I'll be able to pressurize my oxygen tank so I can stay out longer. Cheers. Okay, all the potatoes have been managed. Oh, you know, I'm gonna circle that back. It is 15% oxygen. Just trying to keep track of that, make sure it doesn't get too unruly. Oh, you know what? I didn't check on the plumbing over there, but just juggling too many things. Yep, down to 140. That's what I like to see. I see the sun coming up, so it's time to turn off that intake vent and mine for silicon, because silicon is my bottleneck for insulated stuff. My discarded old tanks. Maybe I should pick them up. I've been printing them. Yeah, yeah, let's just save us some iron. Yoink! That's what I get for redesigning the system. Waste not, want not. This actually might be enough silicon just to get the first batch going. Whoa! And so that I'm not constantly confused, I will add a window. Ooh, I'm nearly out of carbon dioxide filters. I'm gonna put windows, like one window here. The thermal energy that will impart into the base is not gonna be terrible. Window. Nope. Kit. I could also have like a shutter on it, but I don't think it's going to heat up the base like to the point where I'm going to need to like set up shutters or whatever. The problem is I don't have any silicon, do I? No. So I'm going to need the silicon that I just fed into the arc furnace to even finish this window. Oh, you know what I could do? I'll put the window on the outside. So I'll put a temporary iron wall here. And so that I don't screw it up, I'm going to put a few extra iron walls so that I don't, like, vent out my base as I, like, hit the wrong wall. Because I know I'm an idiot. So to check the plumbing, this is steam. Yeah. So this is the steam line, and then this is the combustion line. So steam is closer to the steam. the steam is closer to the fuel line. Steam and fuel. Now let's just double check. I know I haven't, okay. So fuel, steam, which goes to the condensation, and then this is the... Yeah, okay. So I have this right. This is correct. So the steam will have to hop over the combustion line. But yep, it all looks fine. I left the window? It's not that I left the window. I just didn't even have the silicon to print up the plastic and the glass for the window until I went out to the arc furnace. And I might as well print 2 plastic sheets, because if you eject a ingot of that has like a ½ gram, it will round down. So when I take the ingots of silicon out of here, it would round down anyway. Alright, so I want to remove the window that it's just 1 unit over from the passive vent. Yeah, there's silicon everywhere. I'm not worried about that at all. I mean, there's some there, there's some there, there's some everywhere. It's not exactly resource scarce. I'll be able to look outside. When I uninstall this thing, I'm going to put the wall here so I can have my back to the wall so I don't get flung. I have a spare wall, might as well. Okay, let's print up the rest of the tubing, and actually, I'm going to get a batch of silicon now that the sun's up. I know it's going to burn down my waste tank, but whatever. I like being able to see what I'm doing. Party! You can see these flares are damaged as a result of the storm that hit. Oh! I found you! Yoink! Well, I'm gonna use that for my, my other loop. I'm also very low on copper, true. Mystery solved. Yeah, I mean, I could have been outside, like, wandering around looking for it, but I was like, yeah, it's a waste of time. I'll just print up a new one. Cut my losses. No sunk cost fallacy here. I'm getting pretty close to lava. Well, I guess technically it's magma. I haven't unsurfaced it, but I don't want to go any deeper. I can see the glow. That's enough for now. I'm going to get this going because it's hot enough to get the silicon going, and then after I get the silicon, I'll go for copper. Although I don't think this build requires that much copper, even though I'm physically out. But I'll get that copper over there. There's copper close by. In fact, I think our base is sitting on copper. Ugh. One day I'll have chutes for this thing, and it will be glorious. Well, probably for an advanced furnace, I would imagine.
Air tank low.
Air tank low. I'll be alright. Famous last words. Good thing there's no gamma rays. Yes. Or other sorts of radiation. Absolutely. Being this close to a black hole, I mean, if I could see it on the horizon, I'd imagine I'd be a bit spaghettified IRL, but I don't know. I'm not a physicist. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh god. You hear that gurgle gurgle? Yeah, that's me getting a little too gurgly close. That's enough. An endgame nuclear reactor? I think that's probably eventually the goal. I mean, they do have uranium in the game. And it doesn't serve really almost any purpose at the moment. Okay, game, I know, I'm suffocating. Alright, let's go solve that before I die. Down to 2%. Cutting a little close here. But you can't suffocate me! No, sir! I had like 1 kPa of oxygen left in my tanks. Oh, yeah. Nothing like a little drama. Alright, got my silicon, got my copper. And we're going to want more insulated pipes. Also, this tank is just about full, so let's swap it. Hunger caution. Got the munchies? Okay. I got myself a window. Alright, let's deal with the hunger caution. Also, put this tank away. Where does this tank even go? Some of the stuff, like, in here, I don't really care about. Whatever. Tank's in the corner. Am I able to breathe in the farm yet? Probably not. Because even if it's 20% oxygen, it's not 20% Earth atmosphere oxygen. So at its current pressure, it would need to be closer to, like, 35% oxygen, which it is definitely not that yet. To explain that a little bit fuller, on Earth, we have about 100 kPa, or 1 atmo, of 20% oxygen. And the way the game works is it doesn't really, as long as you're not, like, breathing pollutant, the game doesn't care what the pressure is, provided that there's, like, a normal amount of oxygen. So basically, you can breathe 20 kPa, 100% oxygen. You could breathe, like, 40 kPa, you know, 30% oxygen, so on and so forth. So, my farm is like at 60 kPa. So at 60 kPa, that's 60% of Earth's atmosphere. So I would need more oxygen to make up with that lower pressure. So at like 60% kPa, I would need like, let's say it's 67 kPa, like 2/3 Earth atmosphere. I would need, you know, 1/3 more oxygen or 30% oxygen to breathe it. Roughly speaking. Oh, did I do this right? While I was explaining that? Oh yeah, I shoved it back in. Cool. Okay. So, we have more plumbing. So we've got the combustor feeding to an oxygen water filter, which then will then need to get condensed. So that's the condensed line headed to the condenser, and then the waste gas, this line needs to go out there too. So this is the coolant line for the heat exchange. So I'm going to have it go up to the ceiling and out. So this is the coolant line that plugs in there. That also means that I can install the drain back, because I pulled the drain. So this liquid drain can then go here, because there's a flat section. What is the temperature of this coolant? 57, that's pretty good. And the temperature of my general coolant is 160. Not great, but like, you know, it's down from 180. Alright, the other thing is I'm going to want insulated liquid pipes. And I think what I want to do is I want to feed the liquid water from here all the way to my breathing hole. You know, maybe I'll change the location of my breathing hole to be like over here or something. Yeah, I could have my living quarters be like there. That makes more sense. But what I'm going to do for now is put my water into my hot water into an insulated pipe utility to then be cooled down. And one weird thing I could do is I could put I don't even really need it to be insulated. No, it occurs to me. I'm gonna keep this. I'm just install it. I'm gonna keep these for later. I'm just installing on the wall so I don't lose them. And the reason is I don't need it insulated because the temperature of the water or steam that comes off. Actually, hold on. The steam that comes off of here is super freaking hot, and I can actually use regular gas pipes with radiators to make the steam Vulcan ambient temperature, because it won't condense because Vulcan is too hot for it to condense, but it will cool down. So I get a bunch of free cooling. I like that a lot. Let's do that. So that means pipe radiators and regular pipes. Yep. Which I'm like out of iron again. So the steam that comes off this thing is 2500 Celsius, and we'll just have it cool down to ambient temperature and run it into the condenser, or the evaporation, the condensing chamber. And if you're wondering, no, I don't intend to set up Stirling, because solar is so cheap and easy. Alright, while I'm out here, let's reset our coolant tank too. Oh, and let's turn this off. I don't need that on anymore. Oh, and my arc furnace was on? Well, I did need iron, so here you go. Whoa! Okay. Glad I have a jetpack. I'll come up once I have upgraded printers. I'll have a turbo pump to be able to do that for me, rather than a very dangerous yeet machine, which I currently have installed now. The very sketchy yeet machine is it's non-zero chance to get me killed. I forgot to bring out the insulated pipes, but whatever. So, this is my water line. And it's being fed in here. And I want to be able to... I want this walkable, so I'm going to have it above head height. And there's many straight sections as possible, so I can radiator it. So I need, like, 3 more regular pipes, and then we'll have room for 1, 2, 3, 4... I'll do, like, 5 radiators. Yeah, Vulcan is so hot that I can use the ambient temperature to cool down my steam. Because the steam is coming off just that hot. And it will make the condensation chamber have to work a lot less, which is pretty sweet. Okay, let's also bring out the... Yep, those guys. Alright. So, if waste gas is coming off of that, my radiator should be far away from there as possible. There we go. So we've got the steam and waste gas. So this is waste gas, this is steam. The steam cools down, heads to the chamber. And then this is my heat dump line. And I probably don't have enough insulated pipes for this, but we're almost done with this system. So I need like 3 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, like a few more insulated pipes, and we'll be all set. And then I need to put the water somewhere, and then cool down the water. And I'll probably use the bases. Oh, let's turn that intake off. I'll use the base's ambient temperature to cool down the water, because I'm not going to have such a volume of water that it's going to significantly heat up the base. And if the base does heat up, like, oh well, whatever, because my breathing hole is separate, temperaturally separate. I think I just made up a word, but whatever. Insulated pipes. Yeah, you can see the system at play. So this coolant's down to 49. This coolant's down to 134. Ooh, 134 is really good. Thermally, yes, thank you. English is your second language, and you're correcting me. You've brought great shame upon me, Cathanon. Damn you! No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, alright, yep. How's my food and water? Fine. Let's check on the plants and the atmosphere of the plants. So we got 9 liters of water left in that thing. Let's top this up. Okay, 8 liters of water. It is 20% oxygen, but only at 60% pressure. I'm getting close to being able to breathe in here, but not quite yet. And these are growing poorly. Oh, that's probably just because I heated it up. I'm sure they were growing fine until just a moment ago when I flushed in hot CO2. Cheers. During the storms, won't it affect it? Sure, but I can turn off my condensation chamber during the storms. I'm eventually going to have a console that controls the entire process from here. So I can just, if storm, hit switch, thing turn off. Why use many word when one few will do? Alright. I will... Actually, I'm just about ready for a test of the system. I'll store my water. I'm going to get another insulated kit here. Because I can produce condensed water now and then, like, cool it later. Although this is unnecessary, I'ma fix it. Looks a little bit more elegant that way. So for now, all the water this thing produces is just going to be stored right here in a liquid tank to be cooled later on. Actually, you know what? No, I guess it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let's plug this bad boy in, and we're just about ready to fire the system up. I'll do one more, like, check. Running around, making sure everything looks correct. Running you through the entire setup so that you can follow along if this confuses you. But let's do that now. Okay. I'll probably want actually data connected to these things too. So only do that so that they're on a switch. For the first run of this, I'm not going to have it switched, but eventually I'm going to want this switched so I can control the stuff that's outside from inside with a power console that's linked. Thank you for tuning in to Stationeer's Brutal Vulcan, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but I'm not looking for feedback or backseating. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Radiator.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Radiator.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Catch you next time.